Hello friends, we are going to create Impressionism clay frogs. The first step is to create a pinch pot for the body of your frog. You will take your chunk of clay and break it into half. After you've done that, you're going to want to form a ball. You can use your hands to pound the clay into a ball shape. You might need to add some water if the clay is a little dry. After your ball is formed, you're going to take your thumb and push it down into the center of the ball. After you do that, you're going to want to start pinching around in a circle form. Keep doing that until the hole gets bigger and bigger. You want your pot to be even and not too thick, but also not too thin. So you're going to continue pinching until the hole grows and you have a nice even amount of clay all the way around. Once your pot is formed, you're going to want to use some water to smooth out all of the little bumps and cracks that you have. If it's dry, add a little more water, but you do not want so much water that it looks really wet and glossy. Once your pot is all smoothed out, you're going to want to turn it on its side and kind of press down a little bit so the bottom is flat. Your pot is going to stand on its side for the body of the frog, and that opening is going to be its mouth. Next, we are going to add the legs to our frog. Take a small chunk of clay from your bigger chunk and you're going to roll a coil. In order to do this, kind of squish it around and then start rolling it between your two hands. After you get a nice coil shape going, you can start rubbing it on the table to make it kind of long and skinny, but you don't want it too skinny. Once you have your coil about as long as your board, you're going to cut it in half. This will be both of your legs of your frog. Then you're going to bend it in half. It might start cracking. If it does, add some water and rub the water in, and that should help. Once it's bent in half, the edge of one you're going to push down, and that's going to become the foot of your leg. Do this to both coils. Next, you're going to attach the legs to the sides of the body. First, decide where you would like the legs to lie on the body, and then you need to slip and score both the legs and the body in order for them to stick. Remember, slipping and scoring is like the glue that will attach the two pieces of clay together. The first step is to take your wooden tool and to make little scratch marks in the side of the body and in the leg where you would like them attached. Then you add the water to both of those areas. After you have done that, you can push the two pieces together and smooth out any clay that is bumped up or sticking off of the two pieces. You're going to want to kind of pinch it, but do not pinch it so hard that it smashes the clay. Next, we are going to make the two bottom feet. You're going to tear off a small piece of clay and roll it into a ball. After you've rolled it into a ball, you're going to kind of push it down flat to make almost like a pancake shape. Do that twice for both feet. Once you've done that, you're going to set them underneath the body of the frog and need to slip and score them to attach them. Make sure about half of the pancake shape is sticking out. After you've done that, you're going to add the toes. So you're going to cut little triangles out to make it look like there are little toes for the frog. You're going to do this on all of your feet. The next step is going to be to add the eyes to the top of the head of the frog. You're going to roll two balls and then you're going to kind of flatten them out, kind of like you did for your feet. You don't want them to be as flat though. So they still want to be balls, but they're going to be a little flat. After you've done that, you're going to take your wooden tool and you're going to push down in the center of each one to form the pupil of the eye. Don't push all the way through, just push down about halfway. Once you have done that, you're going to take your eyeballs and you're going to stand them up on the board and you're going to push down just a little bit. You want a flat edge to attach to the top of your frog. Don't forget, when you're attaching your eyes, you need to slip and score both the eyeball and the body of the frog. The final step for your frog is to create the tongue. In order to create the tongue, you're going to roll out another long coil about the size of the board. Remember, while you're rolling the coil, you can add a little water if it starts to crack. Once you get the coil rolled out, flatten it a little bit. You want it to be a little more flat than your legs were. After you have flattened your coil, you're going to roll it into a swirl shape. During doing this, you're going to have to add some water because it will begin to crack. You don't want it to crack into half. So add as much water as you need without it getting glossy looking, but you also don't want it to crack. Once you have your tongue rolled into the swirl shape, you will slip and score it inside of the mouth. Don't forget to slip and score both the tongue and the inside of the mouth.